So today I want to talk about how to make the best sales pitch, right? So in order for you to make the best sales pitch, it's quite simple. It's not that complicated, right? So what you need to do first is understand what are the different things that you need to hit on, right? So the first thing is you need to talk about the problem, right? What are you trying to solve? What is your pitch about? Like what is the problem that you're trying to solve? Because as a salesperson, or you're trying to sell something, you need to be able to understand what is the problem that you're solving for, right? So what is the problem? So the problem, you need to actually break down the problem. You need to understand the problem. You need to understand what the problem is, define the problem. Who is being affected by this problem? Who are the people that have something to lose with this problem, right? How does it impact them, right? Who's being affected directly, even indirectly? You need to understand the depth of the problem so much, right? And then also understand the cost. Okay, if someone doesn't fix this problem, what is going to happen? Is there a cost to this problem, right? That's what you need to understand about the problem. And then also now, because you're coming up with this idea, has there been any other person that has come up with this idea, right? Understand what has been done to try and solve this problem. Has anything been done to solve this problem, right? This is what you need to understand before you start pitching your idea. These are the things that you need to do research on, make sure that you're sharp on. But once you understand these things, use simple language to explain these things. Because when you're talking to people that are hearing this idea for the first time, it can take time for them to actually comprehend what you're talking about. So when you start using language that is complicated, it's going to take them time to even fully understand what you're talking about. So use simple language. And when it comes to the problem, make sure you're talking about the problem 80% of the time. 80 to 90% of the time, talk about the problem, right? However much time you have, if you've got 2 minutes, make sure that at least for a minute and 30 seconds, you're talking about this problem, or 45 seconds, a minute and 45 seconds, talking about this problem, and maybe a minute, 30 seconds, right? So depending on the time, but majority of the time, talk about the problem so that you get people to actually understand, okay, this guy must have something, right? This guy must have something, right? He's not wasting our time. He must have something. So again, the problem, you start with the problem. And then the second thing, or the other part, is you talk about your solution for 20, 30% of the time, right? Explain your solution, should mention, okay, what the solution is, right? Directly relating to the problem that you explained, right? You need to tell us, how is this solution going to help the people involved in that problem, right? The stakeholders. You need to be able to explain how it's going to impact those people and how it's going to benefit those people, right? And then you need to explain what is the value for these people, what you need from other people to chip in to do this, right? What is it that you actually need? What are you asking for? So a lot of people end up forgetting the ask, right? You need to ask what exactly you need, right? But once you've explained the problem, you've explained the solution, now explain what you need, right? From the people, right? Because now it opens up a gap to understand, for them to understand, okay, they can ask more questions. Now they're interested to know, okay, so far, what have you done so far, right? You can tell them, okay, this is what we've done so far. Okay, this is why we need this support or this funding, or whatever it is that you need. Now you can explain those things, right? But now at least with that problem, what you've really done is you've painted the picture. You've used that as a hook to grab people's attention, right? Because that problem that you explain, you need to hit the audience using simple language, and it needs to be emotional and get them hooked in. Okay, what's the story? And get them emotionally hooked in and bought in, right? By talking about the problem, get them invested in the problem, right? That's why you need to do that. So that's the hook. The problem is the hook. Now you explain the solution, and then you make your ask, right? So those are the three pieces that you need to do, right? Make sure that you do that and you're going to have a great sales pitch, but you need to practice, right? You need to break it down and practice and practice and practice so that you can just wake up and pitch it because you understand it, right? Make sure that you do that for your next sales pitch. Peace out.